Hi, good afternoon. My name is Leo Scott Francis and I'm the Director at the Whisky Market Limited in central London. Today we're going to be trying some of our cask samples. We've got something pretty special here. We have, a whisky by the name of Peatside. Now, this was actually distilled on the 19th of the 10th, 2011. So we've got a bit of age here. It's been matured in bourbon, but what's different about this is it is peated, number one, but also more importantly, it's been finished for 2 years nearly in a Madeira cask. Now, we've had 2 sets of samples being pulled from these casks, and this stuff is awesome. Cask number 160024, alcohol volume is 60.4%, and these were drawn in September last year. Now, obviously, being a peated whisky, we find that this is from the Isla region, okay, which is on the west coast. Now, I can't actually tell you what the distillery name is. What I can tell you is it's quite famous. In fact, it's very famous, and it's a particular favourite with one of our royal family. You can guess. Now, the distillery's been in business for many, many years, since the middle of the 19th century. But this is one of their newer expressions. It was an experiment, and only 10 casks were actually pulled. So, as you can see, just by looking at that bottle, there's a nice pink hue which has come from the Madeira. Very unusual now, but we're seeing more and more of these expressions as casks get more and more difficult to get hold of. I'm going to try a little bit of this. This is something that here at the Whisky Market we like to do. We like to try and experiment with many different casks. Now again, this is 60.5, it's a 6-year-old. Oh, it's got that lovely Isla nose on it, and then a hint of, quite a strong hint actually of sweetness, which it obviously, as we know, Madeira is quite an unctuous liquid. All the classic peatiness of that particular distillery, and also, of course, vanilla, which has come from the 4 years in bourbon, and with that, you've got almost a sort of banana-y nose to it. Quite a significant nose, actually. Kind of fruits that we're finding is almost sort of, you know, it's lychees, it's, as I said earlier, it's a sort of banana-y nose, and then a really nice element of spiciness there. Almost allspice, I think, is the one that I'm looking for, a Chinese allspice. Right, let's try it. It packs a punch, no doubt about that. This particular cask, the whisky's starting to be really well integrated. The marriage of the 2 casks is really starting to happen here. I think what we're going to need to do with these, we will leave them another maybe 6 months to a year. There's a little bit of tannin in there, but the Madeira cask has certainly softened this whisky, and at the moment there's not any too much sulphur in there. Definitely one of the nicer casks. I'm very pleased with this. Now, we're not going to get a huge amount of bottles out of this. We're probably going to get some in the region of maybe 300. And I think we're going to be retailing somewhere in the region of between 60 and 70 pounds per 50 centilitre bottle, which is a very reasonable price for an Isla malt, because Isla malt's always that little bit more expensive. As I said, we'll be looking at more samples in the next couple of months, and hopefully we'll get these in the bottle and out to our clients by the end of the year. Shalom.